Going live in 3.
He was on the road, never gonna find no home. He was a nomad, and it's his time to go.
All right, what is going on, guys? It is Adam, aka Marf, and this is Marfoogle News. There was an absolute insane claim over the last few days, and that insane claim actually rings true for many people. It surrounds a rumor that Adolf didn't perish in World War II, but in fact lived on in Argentina and fathered 2 children, 2 daughters, in fact. This is a lot of crazy stuff, and of course, on our end of it, CIA documents actually reflect the rumors and the sightings, but what Argentinian president may do may actually prove this thing. So this is a very, very insane story. We're going to go about that and a couple of very important stories of the day before we end up going over to our other channel for our full breakdown of the last 24 hours. So first of all, do want to remind you, make sure to go check out marfooglenews.com/giveaway. You can get yourself a free EMP shield. Again, marfooglenews.com/EMP is where you can go to get all of the EMP shield devices. But now we are actually doing a giveaway. So this is completely free to enter. You can actually win one of 5 of the EMP shields, and one lucky winner will actually win $1,000 on the griddown.com store. So you can actually go get a grid down bug out or solar panels or any kind of thing that you want over there. Again, make sure to go check it out. marfooglenews.com/giveaway. That is only for our Foogle fam, so that's not shared between 6 channels. That's just for you guys. That device can protect you not only against EMP, but CME. If you just want to go get one, the best sale they've ever had is on there for about 10 days, I think. So make sure to go over before that's over. You can save up to $200 on 4+ EMP shields. All right, let's bring in my co-host/internet brother, Dex James. What is going on? How are you doing today?
Well, hello, Adam, and hello, Foogle fam. I'm doing just fine.
All right, so first of all, everybody has talked about this, and I've heard Argentina. I've also heard a couple other places like Antarctica. Have you heard that too? That a lot of people thought that Adolf actually went to Antarctica.
Well, I've heard that that the military went there. His military went there, and they had done some exploration. So there was some, I guess, and I've also heard that maybe he was there too. So I've heard both.
Yeah, so as far as going to Argentina, that has been a big rumor. Do you want to explain the documents that we have here, the copies of them?
Yeah, so there's 2 of them. The first one we're looking at, I think, is the one that talks about him being seen in Colombia. I believe that's where this one was. And there's even a photograph that's attached at the very last page of this document, which the provider of the intel was sort of claiming is him, and it's him available there. So this is directly from the CIA's website. This has been around for a little bit, I believe. I don't think it was recently released, but it certainly goes. What's interesting is it doesn't confirm. It's just one person's speculation. There's no absolute proof of it other than the one person, the one intel person that was providing the intelligence to the intelligence agency. But their claim was he was in Colombia.
And this photo, I don't know if I don't know when it was supposed to be from, but if this is one of the sightings, did he really seriously keep the Adolf stash? Like, that to me seems just so absurd. Maybe though, I mean, in Argentina, back in the 60s, back in the 50s even, could he have hidden out in the Argentinian, sub areas where there's not too many people with... I don't know what it's like in Argentina in the 40s, 50s, and 60s. Like, and this is before, before a lot of people had TVs too. I mean, we had TVs, but not everybody had them. And I don't know how many people had them in Argentina. So this is really crazy. As far as why is it coming out now, though? Most people think this is a distraction away from, I don't know, the fact that gold, platinum, and silver have just absolutely went up the roof. 45,000 new contracts on gold in one day, March 28th alone. So basically all of the hedge fund, all of the, people up in the top just got some sort of heads up, and they said, hey, put all your money in gold. Why? Again, that is something to protect your assets when, you could lose your assets. So I don't know what the heck is going on here. And then, of course, this was one of the memorandums. You, of course, have all of these things coming out because Argentinian president essentially publicly said, oh, yeah, we're going to release this and this and that. And and came out and said all of this. Dex, go ahead.
Well, yeah, and this one is from a claimed hideout in Argentina. So the other one was a spotting in Colombia. This one's a claimed hideout in Argentina, and it talks about this woman who, or I believe it was a woman, but these people, a proprietor that owned the hotel, a largest spa hotel called La Falda. It was in Argentina. Had befriended the party there in Germany, became super interested in it. Ended up going over there and attending events and sitting, or staying at the same hotel during these events with Adolf. And then they had suggested that it was in here that they told him if he ever needed a safe retreat, that their hotel, the La Falda, would be a place for him. So it didn't say that he was there, but it was certainly said the invitation had been placed through this group, this family, I guess, that had owned that hotel, that large hotel in Argentina at the time.
And I noticed that, it has the secret stamp. They must have taken that really seriously, because any time that you had the secret stamp all over any of this, somebody crossed it out. So they're like, nope, it's not secret anymore. I did the little line, so it's not secret anymore. As far as the documents, it says the original release of these ones was approved for release 2020. 7/14/2020. So this was actually 5 years ago this was out. So this part of it is not so new, because we've heard about these things. What is going to be new is if the Argentinian president brings some sort of proof, some sort of valid proof of life that he was there. And what is going to happen if he says that he worked with the U.S. Gov, that we made a deal with him? Nobody would let this after, it's even going to give even more fuel to all of the people talking about the alternate kind of reality that, a lot of people think that it actually went down completely different. Of course, we know the same people that say, we've been lied to over the last 5 years, they, of course, believe every little thing in the history book. But again, how do we know what was fake, what was wag the dog back then, especially when back then it was much easier to fool the populace? I mean, there's a lot of things there. Of course, you can go down that rabbit hole. But again, nobody was going to let him live, right? There was no chance that if the conflict was over, that he wasn't going to be taken out. What if this had a part in it? Like, what if he got a deal and that's why they ended up giving up? Or, what if there's a real story there? I mean, there is a real story there. So others say that the skull that is actually being held, that's supposedly his skull, some said that they did DNA tests on that, and that is actually a female skull. So I would think that would be good proof, if that's true, that it's not his skull. But again, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. And then our president told his inner circle that Musk will leave soon. So obviously a lot of crazy stuff has been going around Elon. There's been attacks on his dealerships. A lot of people are doing really stupid stuff. And I understand why. The media has basically made him enemy number one. It's almost like, Donald's number two now. I mean, more people are going after Elon than Donald right now. Of course, Donald is 24/7 the enemy, but Elon is right next to that. And Elon has had attack after attack. And again, I'm not saying that, Elon is the best person in the world. But I will say this, I see the coordinated attack and the coordinated negative stuff, and then I see the reaction from people. I told you guys, I talked to one of my friends. She wouldn't even download X because she thought he's a horrible person. I'm like, X has so much negative stuff said about Elon. Like, the cool thing about X is their algorithm has been put out there transparently. It might be just so he can say that, just so he can look like a hero. But honestly, that website, I've seen more on all sides of the platform, negative on both sides of everything and positive on both sides of everything. So again, she wouldn't even download it because she said, oh, it's Elon's thing. And this is because most recently didn't feel this way like 2 months ago. All of a sudden she's like, oh, well, my two friends, they didn't get their SNAP benefits and they didn't get these benefits. I'm like, did you actually check with them? Because in that same time period, there was a debunked story that went out that said that they all got cut off. So again, it's like everything. And I'm like, where'd you get your news? She said a couple other things. And I'm like, where'd you get that? Well, Facebook. I listen to the local radio on in the car. A lot of people think that they listen to the local radio in the car, that's going to be somehow better. I said, who owns that? Oh, well, it was just our local news. I'm like, yeah, the local news, the reason why there's coordinated messages on 50,000 stations is because they're all owned by the same damn people. So I went off on a side rant there, but again, the point to it is he is getting attacked nonstop. Are they done with this? Are they finding that it's more drama to have Elon around and they're getting rid of him? Dex, as far as this goes, there's been rumors.
Well,
there's also been some debunked kind of stuff around it.
Well, look, this is the same media that's attacking him is jumping at the bit on the story. They're saying it's coming from insiders, but they won't name them. So that means they can make up whatever they want if they so choose to. And at the same time, this is also coming hot on the heels of the loss up in the recent selection. I guess it was in was it Minnesota or wherever the judge the deal up north that just went down where they lost Wisconsin. I'm sorry, a Supreme Court seat that he was pushing really hard for. So the timing is ripe for a message like this. But if we move to the next thing, you've got Elon coming out and saying no, that's nonsense. It's not even true. He's calling it absolutely fake news, so to speak. So, but this could all just be, again, an attack on him and not even valid. But it'll be interesting to see if anything does change in the coming days, weeks, and months.
Yeah, Caroline Levitt says, this scoop is garbage. Elon Musk and President have both publicly stated that Elon will depart from public service as a special government employee when his incredible work at Doge is complete. So, one thing... Why wouldn't it, though? So they've denied things. There's other stories that the Trump admin has denied, but we have to realize that there are going to be some stories where they're going to deny it, and it is going to end up being true because the people aren't supposed to be leaking that information. So think about this. They will have to lie to us. It's the White House. It is a government, and all world governments lie to us. Some lies, of course, we can all agree there are things that they don't want to say or they can't say for national security. I mean, it's funny how people will say certain things like, well, why'd they tell us this? Well, the same person that will say loose lips sink ships, don't tell them where our troops are. The same thing. Like there are certain things, certain words, certain leaks that could get us all in trouble. But with this, is that one of them, right? They also said that it was totally false that they were updating Elon on the Chinese war, right? I don't know which ones are true, but again, why would they? And then if he was done at Doge, is he going to keep going? Like, I don't know. It seems to me like if he finishes his work, that he would have served his purpose. All right. We will see you over on the next show. We're going to talk about so much more because now China is, again, doing their massive drills. You will not believe what they just practiced doing. I believe it because I called this years ago when they talked about simulations of it. We'll show you on the next show over on Marfoogle TV. If you're having trouble get there, just go down to the description and you can get to our website and just look for this thumbnail, China set to invade. Again, if you want the full bibliography for today's show, all you have to do is go to marfooglenews.com and look for this thumbnail. A full bibliography with every single article, tweet, video, picture, document. We'll see you guys in just a minute over on Marfoogle TV. If you are in the chat, you can just stay there. You'll be ported over automatically to our next live show. But if you are watching the replay, just click here. See you in a couple minutes.
It's time to go. He was on the road, never gonna find a home. He was a nomad, and it's his time to go. He was on the road, never gonna find a home. He was a